Ash, we've got a new and strict gun control law in Oregon. It's actually caught up in the courts. Jason Rantz is here. Jason, I don't really care that much about the backwards and forwards of federal and state courts. What I'm interested in is that this would have been a very strict permitting process where you'd need to get a permit just to walk in the store to buy a gun, not after you've bought it, but before you've bought it. That's a whole new level of restriction.
Yeah, the intent here is to stop people from purchasing guns. And I would argue it's even worse than what you just said, right? Because you also have to submit to a full set of fingerprints. You have to pay for gun training that's very specific. You have to pay the fees to get those permits to begin with. And of course, it also bans the sale and production of magazines that have over 10 rounds. So very clearly, the intent here was to stop folks from purchasing guns, which is why you've seen some sheriffs say, we're not going to enforce this. Now, on the legal side of things, we don't know where it's going to end up going. A federal judge did end up saying that you can move forward with this particular measure, but then a state court said, no, this is very clearly a violation of our right to the Second Amendment.
So they're all going out to buy guns whilst they still can. I believe that's what's going on there, you know.
Yeah, it's through the roof.
You're our Seattle guy, and I know that there's this Italian restaurant in Seattle that's just been hit with its 18th break-in. I believe we got some video of this. Why don't they move, Jason?
Well, I mean, because they've been here for over 30 years, right? I mean, and when you've done it that long and you've stayed in this location and you're a part of the community, it's not so easy to just pick up and move. I mean, especially when you consider the fact, where are they going to go? I mean, sure, they can go outside of Seattle, but as we've covered on this show, Washington State, because of the laws the Democrats have passed, they've made it very, very easy for criminals to get away with this kind of behavior. And so they do find themselves between a rock and a hard place. They want to continue to do their business. They still want to serve the community, but they recognize that they might lose their insurance clause for robbery because they've had to use it so often. I mean, 18 times. And it was funny, I talked to the owner yesterday, and he told me the first 29 years that he's been in business, he suffered about 5 break-ins. The last 2.5 years, which coincide with all of the light on crime policies, 18. That's remarkable.
Yes, it is. That tells the story. Jason, thanks very much indeed. All right, 11:55 Eastern Time. That means it's time.